Saturday night.
Time for your weekly dose of pop culture
With Cassie and Kenny. Welcome to the show.
Hey, I can't hear you, Kathy. I can't hear you. Kathy, I can't hear you. Kathy, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. All right, everybody. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing? We got some technical difficulties here. I can't hear Kathy, but you guys can hear me, and I can hear me, and we're in the house. We're here doing our funk show. How y'all doing? Hey, I'm gonna tell you. I'll be honest with you on something. I was listening to the music at the beginning that Kathy has set up. For the beginning, that music, that was funky.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yeah, okay. that music you added on, that music was. I was sitting over here jamming. I don't know if you heard. I think
the title is Funkalicious. It's from Epidemic Sound, and yeah, that was just.
I don't think you heard me, but I was like, oh yeah, oh come on, yeah. Oh man, I was doing all kind of. Oh man, I was jamming over here, man. It reminds me of a day when it reminds me of the days when I had my bands, and we would funk out sometimes, and just like I would dance across the stage and do my James Brown split.
Okay. And again, I can't even with you and the splits and the whole dancing thing, but bless your heart.
I'm a very good look.
Bless your heart.
I'm a very good dancer. I'm an exceptionally good dancer.
Okay, and I'm a very good driver. I'm an excellent driver.
Okay, you know what?
In a very Rain Man kind of way, you are the driver.
Okay.
Hey guys, it is Saturday night, and we have been doing this for kind of over a year now, haven't we?
Yeah, over a year.
And before we were doing it just as a way to bond and as a way to take our geeky, nerdy selves and share them with you. And you guys always come out and hang out with us on Saturday night. Lisa, yes. See, this is the problem when people know you and they know your past. Yeah, you can dance and try to do that James split. You inevitably split your pants.
All right. You know, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to post a video of me on the Pop Kid Culture Kids of me doing a James Brown split.
Yikes.
I'm going to post video of me with my band doing a James Brown split. And my drummer's looking because he said afterwards, I didn't think you was going to get back up.
And that was how many years ago?
Mike, are you listening to this, man? You know I'm a good dancer, Mike. My buddy Mike just texted me. He's like, good dancer with a question. Man, you know what? Don't front.
Well, at least he texted you that and didn't put it in the comments.
Don't front on KP. Don't front.
So he spared you and didn't put it in the comments. So he was kind of being good to you. But the one thing I am going to put in the comments, and I know it's going to be kind of long, it is a link, and it's in the description to the Spotify playlist of some of the songs that we're talking about here tonight as we talk about funk songs. And we're on a music kind of thing because we talked about songs with numbers in the titles. And now we're talking a little bit about funk songs. So you can catch some of the songs that we're talking about on the Pop Culture Kid playlist of funk cuts. And yeah, just gonna check that out and hang out and listen to those songs, because actually before the show I was listening to them just to get into like the mood and stuff, because again, we can't play them all here because we don't own copyrights, but we can take you back down to memory lane, and that's kind of what the show is about, just kind of taking little bits and pieces of pop culture that we grew up geeking out on and kind of sharing them with you, sharing them with you guys. So in the comments, please let us know your favorite funky song. And like I said, I actually kind of prepared for this a little bit, Kenny, today.
Okay. Hey, before we start with the funk,
okay,
I like to do something. Speaking of our past and pop culture, I like to do one little bit. I hope it doesn't get us in trouble. I like to pay homage, because we lost a legend this week.
We sure did.
And I just want to say, ooh, you got what I need. And you say he's just a friend. And you say he's just a friend. Oh baby, you.
And that's a song you probably could sing.
What? Oh, wow. Wow.
Yes. This week we lost Biz Marquis, and I was telling your mother this story, and she was like, "Who's that?" And I was playing a little bit of the song, and it just made me long for the days when like rap was like
fun. When
it was fun, yeah. When it wasn't all.
Mike just texted me. He said, "Stop." He's at work. I guess he's on a break at work, and he just texted me to stop.
Oh my God!
Baby, you!
I'm taking a break today. I didn't put on my pop culture shirt. I have on my
nobody beats the Biz, Lisa.
Stop Dreaming, Start Streaming shirt from eCam, and that's one of the
nice.
To help us kind of the virtual camera. And
I put on my white Pop Kid Culture shirt. We usually wear black shirts. I put on my white one because it's hot. It's hot.
Okay.
And black attracts heat, and I just put a white one on.
Okay.
And it's hotter than me out here.
Okay. In any case, we come on, we hang out. If you want to hang out and let us know your favorite song, you can give us a call. And hopefully, if things are working right, and again, I realized I was on mute the whole time I was talking at the beginning. And if you want to hang out with us and give a call, I think I have it to where the phone will work. So some weeks it works, some weeks it doesn't. If Kenny sings again and you want to call and tell him to stop, by all means.
Call us. We want to hear from you.
Okay.
We want to hear from you, because you got what I need. And you say he's just a friend.
To the singing,
I know. So, but let's talk about let's talk about the whole funk, the uncut funk, the bomb,
the funk. When I don't know, when I was in middle school, I loved I don't know. There was something about that Parliament Funkadelic album, that first album, that I just absolutely loved.
Yeah.
But Kenny usually works on the list and works on some of the songs. Now, there are a lot of songs that were on your playlist that didn't make our list, that were just really, I was listening.
You know what? I didn't
like
have
you
time
didn't
to
put
type
Wild
everything.
Cherry on there.
Yeah, no, I didn't have time to type
White
everything.
Boy, huh?
I didn't have time to type everything.
Okay, because
I was getting I'm getting old and tired.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing a lot of things. I'm involved with a lot of things, so I'm burning the candle at both ends. And then when I burn the candle, you will surely not last through the night, is what my comic book guy says. When you burn the candle at both ends.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a comic book guy.
because you got a comic book guy. Most people have, an accountant, a lawyer.
No,
But you
I don't have an accountant or a lawyer. I got a comic book guy.
Okay, and the other song too I was thinking of too was "Play That Funky Music, White Boy" by the Average White Band.
No. That's Wild Cherry.
Oh, Wild Cherry, rather.
That's Wild Cherry. I got Pick Up the Pieces by the Average White Band on there.
Right. Okay. Well, let's take a look and just
because there's a lot of songs. There's a lot of songs that I wanted to put on here that I did not put on here.
Okay.
But
you started off with "How Long" by the Pointer Sisters. Oh, yes. Is that the one? Bet you got a chick on the side.
Yeah, that is the funkiest bass line.
Is that what makes something funky? Because here's what I don't know. Is it the bass or is it the horns? I don't know.
You know what I forgot to put on this list that I should have put on this list?
What?
Hold on. Tower Power. What is the Tower Power song? Well, all of Tower Power is funky, but there's one specific song. Purple Rain. I don't know, Audrey. I don't know if that's funk.
I would consider that a little bit more bluesy,
Yeah, that's not quite funk, I don't think. Like I saw one funk list. They had the song "Poison" by Belle Biv DeVoe on there.
Poison, but see now, Poison, I would throw that in that whole category from the '90s that was like called New Jack, that New Jack Swing.
Yeah, New Jack Swing. Yeah, I would call
Poison was New Jack Swing.
Yeah, Poison was New Jack Swing.
Pointer Sisters is more,
or How Long?
It's definitely a funky song, and I think it's that bass riff that gets it.
Mike just text me, "Get the funk out your face" by the Brothers Johnson.
Oh,
and we do have that on.
Yeah, that is on the list.
Remember when we were kids and we would travel long distances in the car, and mom and dad had the Brothers Johnson. This is how old we are. They had the Brothers Johnson 8-track tape.
Oh, I remember those.
And they would put the 8-track in, and we would listen to Brothers Johnson for like an hour on the drive. And then it would play again, and we listened to it again. And then they played a whole soul mix because the whole soul 8-track had patches on
it. You love that patches.
Yeah, it's something that traumatized me as a kid because it made me sad. But I just can't forget patches.
Well, you know what? Our next artist, Graham Central Station, and I think I love Graham Central Station. They used to, there was a song, it's not really a funk song, but it was a song they did, an a cappella song, We've Been Waiting.
We've been waiting.
We've been waiting
for so long.
We want to play for you. This funky
another song.
But they also did a version, especially for WDAS, which was the local station in Philadelphia. And but anyway, I love that. But Graham Central Station featured Larry Graham, but it featured members from Sly and the Family Stone, which you didn't have on the list, which I was surprised because I thought you were a big
Sly. I got Sly on the list.
Okay, maybe I looked at the list too early because I didn't.
You know what? I don't have Sly, and I should have had Sly and Family Stone on the list because thank you for letting me be myself. And if you want me to stay, are very funky songs. I'm sorry, I did not have that on the list. I really
came up with a good one.
I don't know if that's fun. That's more hip hop. That's not funk.
Is that hip hop?
That's more hip hop. That's more like party hip hop.
So what are you defining as funk? Get the funk.
Not anything hip hop. Not anything hip hop. Anything with rap in it is not funk. Because a lot of those tunes, Mike, we're going to get to the Ohio players. We got that on the list. Anything on that, or anything. Fire. Okay. Mike just texted me.
Can I say and I know you don't have an iPhone, but can't you like on your Android do something that they call it vibrate?
I got it on vibrate, but that just keeps coming. I don't know why it keeps coming through. I don't know why. Mike, could you call? Audrey, you dropped the bomb is a good one, and that is on our list, I believe. If it's not on our list, that's on our playlist, our Spotify playlist.
Yeah, there's a lot of songs on the playlist that are not on this list.
But yeah, No, you got to remember a lot of the hip hop songs, if they sound funky, that's because they're using the original funk song as a cut.
Mm-hmm.
They're sampling the funk song. So I can't count any hip hop songs because they cancel because they sample the original funk song. So you got to go with the original funk song.
So if you go to on the list, you have a song by Linda Collins.
Yes.
And a lot of people might not know Linda Collins, and they might not know that particular song. But the minute you hear the chorus, the minute you hear the refrain, you're going to be like, "Oh man, Rob Bass, they done stole that woman's song."
It takes. And you know what? And the beginning is they use that in the song "The Glamorous Life." You got to use what you got to get what you want.
Wait, which not the Sheila E. Glamorous Life?
No. The rap song "Glamorous Life."
Lynn Collins.
You got it. The glamorous. In the beginning, you got to use what you got to get what you want.
The song is called "Think About It," and not to be confused with Aretha Franklin's "Think," but if you haven't heard it, it is on the playlist. I think it's like the third song on the playlist, but you'll recognize that refrain that Rob Bass has made famous, and also from, is it Fergie that does The Glamorous Life?
No. Glamorous Life is a rap song from the 80s and 90s.
From the 80s and 90s.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I think the guys that did the rap song are in jail or something like that. Yeah, but still. Lord. Yeah, well, you know.
Okay, let's see who's next.
They're not living the glamorous life right now, and you know, what? Hey,
what?
The Jam by Graham Central Station is.
Boom,
boom.
Again with the singing.
Oh, she's a bad man, Gemma.
Oh yeah, Audrey is on that one.
Yeah, Audrey got that. 80s. I think that made our list for tonight, and it's also it's on.
Is Car Wash a funky song? I don't see. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean that. I think a funk song.
I was like, maybe not.
Okay, let's define a funk song. A funk song is a combination of the funky bass, and the funky guitar.
I think some of the funk, and I guess when I'm thinking like folks like James Brown and Herbie Hancock or whatever, I think there's some horns in there too.
There's horns. I gotta think of that. What is that Tower Power song I'm trying to think of? It's a Tower Power song. It's not on my list, and I love the song. Tower? Yeah, because I listen to the song all the time, and I gotta come up with this song because this is killing me.
All right.
And I listen all the time, and I got old people disease right now, and I can't think of it.
All right. Well, you have Rose Royce. Car Wash, I'm not sure if that is the funkiest of funky songs. Pretty funky. It's pretty good.
It's pretty funky.
Okay. Let's see what else we got on here. Now this I don't know this song at all. China Made.
Oh, yeah, China Made. Bra. Boom, boom, boom. Bing, bing, bing. Well, it's all right. You can still go home. Do. That's old school funk. You know nothing about that, girl.
Okay. I have to take your word on that one. I don't know about that one.
No, no. Keep that up there. I'm telling you, listen to that song.
Okay.
Listen to that song.
You put it on.
I'm telling you,
Spotify playlist.
Mike just texted me no, and he's
Atomic Dog. George Clinton.
Atomic Dog. Okay, Mike doesn't know what he's talking about. I gotta stop.
I think Audrey does. I think that's a good one. We gotta get Mike to put his
Atomic Dog. Yeah, I know. Mike's at work, so he can't do his comments on YouTube.
Oh, so that's why he's texting.
Yeah, Mike, you got a minute. You got a minute to call in, Mike. Call in. Give him the number.
And of course,
the song by Tower Power is "What Is Hip."
What is hip? Tell me.
What is hip?
No.
Tell me. Do you think you know?
You know the rule. No singing.
I know. I get. But we're talking about funk. I mean, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard when you get, because I got the funk all in me. The funk is just in there. The funk.
So, speaking of funky things, if we're defining what a funk song is, you're saying it has the bass. And I know I had a bass guitar, because I wanted to learn how to play the bass. And when I was in New York, I was playing it a lot. But then I started growing my nails out and there was no bass playing happening. And, you know, since COVID and I don't have my nails and they were not fake, or they were not, they were real because I really paid for them. But so I couldn't play my bass. But I know I sent the bass to you in your care. So I'm just curious how your bass playing is coming along.
Hold on.
Oh, my black beauty, my beautiful Ibanez. Do you have it there?
Yeah, it's right here.
Okay.
It's right next to me.
Okay.
So it's right here.
Oh, okay.
It's right here. I can play Ain't No Sunshine. Oh. And there's a couple other songs I can play on it. I'm not playing them right now because I'm not that good at playing them. But I can play a few songs.
So you're not going to play them live?
I'm not gonna. One day I will play them live. I'm trying to learn this bass line that somebody put in one of my songs, my album, so I can play the bass line and perform my spoken word at the same time. But so I'm trying to learn that bass line. But I could. I don't even have it plugged in, but you know.
So you have to learn. And for those of you who don't know, Kenny is speaking about songs from his spoken word album, Throwing Paper. Here's a little sample of that.
And we can do this, it's all one love. Do it for the world, because see, that's what I'm thinking of. This racism thing, it's just another form of hate. Let's throw it all away so we can all be great. And if I can teach the world to appreciate color, if I can teach the world to love one another, I can die a truly free man because I live the best way I can.
We're actually
that's like it's like the anniversary. I just noticed the date on that was July 19th from last year when you released it, and so
we're actually that particular
asking for it. Give up the funk.
we're actually in the and for that particular song, we're actually in my team. I have a team actually. We're actually in the process of making a video for that song.
For that particular song? Oh, that's cool.
We're in the process of making a video, and I'm going to be soliciting people in the South Jersey, Philadelphia area to be extras for that video. So look out for that.
Cool deal. All right. So going back to the list of funk. Let's see what else we got on your list. Kool and the Gang.
Kool and the Gang.
Swinging, and probably more Kool and the Gang from the 70s, not Kool and the Gang from the 80s. Because Kool and the Gang, I guess in the 80s was a little more poppy.
Yeah, it was a little bit more poppy. One in the 70s was a little bit more
things like Hollywood
funky.
Swinging, Jungle Boogie. You know,
like Joanna is not funky.
Okay. Oh. And Audrey,
Audrey's on top of it.
Audrey's on fire.
I know. I like Audrey, man. Audrey's cool.
Hey, Ed Brown, somebody's trying to take your pop culture kid.
I know.
Title.
Funk has been called the style in which the bass line is most prominent in the songs, with the bass playing the hook of the song. See, it's all about the bass.
It's all about that bass.
It's all about the bass, man. It's all about that bass. That bass.
So let's see what else is on the list. Kool and the Gang, Ohio Players. And Ohio Players, they were probably more known for like their album covers. Because back when we had albums, they always had those albums with like half naked women on them. And, you know, it was bordered on pornography. But they had those funky hits like Love Roller Coaster, Fire. Yeah. Oh, the Ohio.
And they had the album cover with the lady all covered in honey.
Oh, Sweet Sticky Thing. That was Ohio Players.
Yeah, Sweet Sticky Thing. That was kind of funky too. Sweet Sticky Thing.
Don't go there. Don't go there. All right. Who
Oh,
else?
I like Audrey's next. I like Audrey's next entry.
Oh, that's good.
Freak Show on the Dance Floor. You know what song I saw on a couple of funk lists that I just wasn't buying it? Somebody put that in there that didn't know about funk.
What?
They put, and I consider it more of a disco / dance song and not more of a funk song. They put Michael Jackson's Don't Stop Till You Get Enough.
Don't stop till you get enough. Yeah, that's not really. See, and again, it's that whole going back to that bass line. And I mean, not that he doesn't have some good songs with some good bass, but yeah, that. And I think a lot of the, especially a lot of the ones on our list, came out of the late '60s, early '70s. I think there was really a heavy duty kind of influence of
like we say funk,
that bass line of those.
When you say funk, you do not think Michael Jackson. And I don't on our list. I do have, I think in the Spotify playlist, I do have a few Prince songs, but I try to stay away from doing that because
that's because you put Prince on every playlist.
I know
Prince in everywhere.
But Prince is funky. Prince is funky.
Oh my goodness!
Prince has a lot of.
I didn't see any Prince songs on this Spotify playlist.
No,
so I don't know.
I'm going to put some on there because I'm sure.
Like, I know you have like a song like. And again, if we're talking about those bass lines too, you had like Stevie Wonder's Superstition.
Yes.
You know, I got to give myself the beat. But
you know, when you talk about Stevie Wonder, one of his funkiest songs, I think, is a song called because he didn't have the bass so much as he played the clavicle, and one of the songs I think is one of his funkiest songs. Among in the 70s, he had a lot of funky songs. And Living in the City is considered a funk song. But he also had a song called Too High.
Oh, I love Too High. That's not really a funk song.
No, that's a funk. That bass line, that's funky.
You know why I love living in the city, living just enough for the city. I've told you. Have I told you this story?
No, you haven't told me.
Back in the 80s when I worked for Sound Decision, which was a local DJ company in South Jersey that did weddings and parties, and I worked for them. And when I decided to make the move to New York City, and I was leaving the company because I just didn't see a feasible way for me to have hundreds of dollars worth of equipment in a New York City brownstone apartment that I was sharing with 3 other people. That wasn't going to happen, and all the late night gigs. In any case, but when I was leaving, because at one point I was making pretty decent money for the company and myself at that point, and every time I would come in, then those last months before I was leaving to get like my music and stuff, with all my information for my gigs, one of the guys who worked there, he would always put on the Stevie Wonder song, Living Just Enough for the City, and just put it on at that part, you know, the part towards the end where the guy, you know, gets off the bus. Hey, man, hold this. And, you know, that whole talking part. Because he was convinced that's what was going to happen to me when I moved to New York City. And I can say, even though I had a car broken into, I got pickpocketed on the bus once, but really, in terms of crime, I didn't experience much.
Even though I got robbed a few times, it was a good experience. I got robbed a couple times.
Hey, you know what?
But that was a good experience.
When they broke into my car,
I needed to get robbed.
When my car was broken into when I was in New York City, well, at the time it wasn't a good experience, but it was a funny experience because they broke like that little back window. Like cars don't even have them now. They broke it. And then when I got in my car, I started looking around trying to figure out, well, what did they take? Because, you know, I had this umbrella in there and it was like one of those nice big golf umbrellas. They didn't take that. And my CDs were all in the car. The CD player was still in the car. So they didn't take that. And I'm like, And I sat in that car and I'm looking around and I'm like, well, why'd they break my, they didn't take the car. What did they take? There was nothing of value. You know what? I can't even worry about it. I need to go on because I had an appointment in the city. I put the key in the engine. I turned it on. I looked down and then I realized what they took.
What did they take?
The steering wheel. And the thing that got me is that I sat in that car for a good 10, 15 minutes. Just going, why'd they break into this car? What was the point? And I'm looking around and I could not figure out what they took. And if we can add some insult to injury, you know what? I had one of those big as all get out, like jacks. You remember those big red things? Yeah. I had a big old steering wheel lock on that bad boy, and didn't matter. They took that too. But I guess I was just annoyed because I sat in that car forever trying to figure out what was missing. And I had no idea.
My car got broken into once in Philly. And they took, it's back in the days when, you had cassette tapes. They took all my cassette tapes, except for my Prince cassette tapes.
Oh, man. At least they left you your Prince. Groove Line by Heatwave.
Yeah.
That's good.
Michael Jackson is the king of pop. We're not giving him, Audrey, we're not saying he's not the king of pop. We're just saying he's not the king of pop.
Bambi is my jam on that. But that's more of a rock song, though.
Yeah. Bambi's more
song, that rocks more than it funks, I think. With that guitar riff. Yeah. That's
Santos is in the house.
Hey, Miss Santos. Last few days, last few hours. See, it's you're laughing at me in my steering wheel. All right, what else we got?
You know what? Go up a little bit more on the comments, because Lisa had a comment in there that we missed.
We did.
Yeah, Lisa had a comment. No, up.
Yeah. I had the club. A lot of good it did me because they stole that and the steering wheel. And the other thing, you know what? Can I add some more insult to injury? Because now this story is weighing on me as I think back on it. Because at the time, like I said, I was getting in my car because I had an appointment in Manhattan. I lived in Brooklyn at the time. So, I said, you know what? I'll deal with this later. I don't want to be late for my appointment. I left the car there, got on the train, went to my appointment, came back to the car, and there was a ticket. Because evidently it was too close to a fire hydrant. But I don't have a whole steering wheel, so I'm not going to be able to move this car.
Stop it! You're killing me!
I'm glad you're enjoying this. Yeah. And you know what? When I think about all the costs, the cost to tow it, the cost to fix the window that they did break, the cost of the ticket, all of those costs were cheaper than replacing that steering wheel. Because evidently this steering wheel with an airbag in it, for the time, I think I had a Saturn. It was, the high ticket item. And I think that cost me more than anything. And, man. I say too, don't laugh because, it could be you. You know what? I'm kind of done with him right now. That was a pain point for me, and I was trying to share, and he's just cracking up. So we're going to give him a minute to get himself together while I take a minute to just thank you guys for hanging out with us. Like I said, we do it every Saturday night, talk about some pop culture subject. See, because we have folks that hang out with us. They are pop culture kids. Our cousin Lisa, who hangs out. And of course, Ed Brown is the man. And you too can get a pop culture t-shirt. There's information and links in the description. You can also support the show by buying us a coffee. And it would be good if I take the comments down so you can see what I'm talking about at buymeacoffee.com. Another link in the description. But hey, even better way to support us is to just give this video a thumbs up or hit the subscribe button, because that would really help us and really be a support. And we love hanging out with you guys and just talking about whatever crazy subjects we talk about.
Hey,
Have you
Cass,
worked it all out of your system?
Cass. Where's the car now?
Okay, see, people, do you have a younger brother or a younger sibling? And I don't know, I kind of like the power of video that I can make them go away. And sometimes you wish you could do that in real life, don't you? All right.
Okay.
Are you ready to behave?
I'm better. Oh, you know what? I laugh so much. I moved my. Hold on a second.
See, he's all out of sorts. See, he's messed up his camera and his lighting, just laughing so hard at me. So because I think we had a hi from my dad, and Lisa's hi, Uncle Kenny. So it's a family affair. But hey, you guys are all pop culture kids. You all are part of our family, and our family. We're talking a little bit of funk. Let's see. Next on the list is Curtis Mayfield. I'm going to bring Kenny back, and hopefully he's got his life together and he can behave.
My life is together. My life is together.
Okay.
So we talk about Curtis Mayfield.
Curtis Mayfield,
and there's a lot of funky Curtis Mayfield songs.
Oh, that riff on Superfly. As soon as you hear those first few chords,
Superfly is it, and Pusher Man.
I can't think of how that goes now.
Yeah, and Push.
Okay.
I mean, anything Curtis Mayfield's going to be funky.
All right.
Really. Anything 70s. Let me rephrase this. Anything 70s Curtis Mayfield around the Superfly era is going to be funky.
So now you have the Average White Band, and of course, Cut the Cake is like, you know.
Well, that's the song. I know you DJ'd and I DJ'd. That's the song you used at the wedding. You want to cut the cake, unless they wanted to use the Beatles when I'm 64. You know, it was Cut the Cake.
Okay. I never used the Beatles.
I've used the Beatles when I'm 64. Yeah, when I'm 64.
Is there a newer version or a newer cake cutting song? Because
not that I know of. I haven't DJ'd in years.
I mean, I've done weddings where I've used other songs other than Cut the Cake. Like if there was a specific song that the bride wanted during the cake cutting. But if not,
the Archies, Honey, Sugar.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Pick up the pieces. And again, when you think Average White Band, more than the bass riffs, I think of the horn section.
Yeah.
So that's why I say
same. I put Average White Band in the same category as Tower Power.
Tower Power. Okay.
The good Tower Power horns are just phenomenal.
Oh yeah. Rufus featuring Shaka Khan.
And there's so many different songs on that are funky.
Well, yeah,
so
you tell me something good because it's got that wah, wah, wah. That's not really the bass, but that little riff in there is the bomb. I think of some of the groups of that era too. Oh, you know what? Like Daz Band.
Yes.
Daz.
Yes.
Well, they called it disco jazz, but it had a funkiness to it.
Yeah, just with that. Yeah. And Zap.
Zap.
had that sound effect thing on it, and they were kind of funky too. Like More Bounce to the Ounce is funky. I'm sorry.
And I know you put them on the playlist, like, but you didn't put them on the one list that we had coming up. You had like Sly and the Family Stone. You also had Earth, Wind, and Fire, which I'm surprised they weren't on the list because they had.
I was tired. I was tired when I made the list. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right.
But Shining Star is like a funky song. One of the funky songs that they do. They do a lot of other funky songs.
The Isley Brothers.
The Isley Brothers, yes. I that's not my favorite picture of the Isley Brothers. That is not my favorite picture of the Isley Brothers.
What? It was the 70s. That was style.
No.
I mean, if no. It was the style.
This it's like Beverly Hills Cop. This is not sexy. This is not sexy. No.
It was sexy for that time. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You had to have a little chest hair showing. It was a thing. But in any case.
But fight the power.
Fight the power.
Fight the power.
Time is truly wasted. There's no guarantee. It's your thing. I mean, they were just.
It's your thing. Ow. Do what you want to do.
Ed Brown's in the house. Hey, Ed Brown in the house.
Ed Brown, Call Me by Sky. If you need someone to talk to,
okay.
Satisfaction guarantee.
We're talking funk songs, and you know what? I was going through the internet trying to find a picture of Cameo, but I figured I had to have one with the cod piece because that's what he was.
Oh yeah, you had to have the cod piece. You had to have the cod piece.
So, for those of you with fragile, sensibilities, just look away. But shake
you really couldn't, like when Cameo came with Word Out. That's what he started with. When Cameo came out with that, and he wore the copies, you really couldn't look away.
You can't look
even
away.
If you were a guy, you look. He's got a copies on. You
know what?
We saw Cameo in concert live. Remember?
And I just realized, we did see Cameo in concert, but I'll go from Cameo talking about the cod piece, and then I'm like, well, let me shift to the next slide, which is Brothers Johnson. But then he's kind of holding something phallic in his hands. So,
the 70s were a really phallic time.
And actually, this is the second week in a row the Brothers Johnson has come up because they were on a numbers show with Strawberry Letter 23.
Yeah,
but the music that they had, Get the Funk Out My Face.
That's just funky.
I'll Be Good to You. So they had their own share of funky hits. So
Brothers John. I think one of them passed away.
Oh really?
I said one of them. I don't know which one, because they really weren't. They were known. But nobody knew separately they weren't known.
They weren't known individually. It was just
the brothers Johnson. I don't know which one. One of them did pass away. I don't know which one, but I remember when Stomp was a big hit.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, Ed Brown. We're gonna get to Parliament.
We're definitely getting to Parliament.
We're gonna get to Parliament.
What we got next?
House. It's probably my fault because I said Audrey was becoming the new Ed Brown.
and Ed Brown showed up. Yeah. Ed Brown showed up.
He said, "What?" Wait
a minute. I'm not having this. I'm not having this. Ed Brown ain't having it tonight. He said, "I'm not having it."
All right. Next, we have
Rick James.
And I'm sorry, you can't just think of Rick James. Now, I can't without thinking about. I'm sorry. Now I'm as bad as you because I'm laughing because I'm thinking about the parody that oh God, I can't.
Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle. I was like, but Rick James.
Audrey, you have not been replaced. Maybe you're still important to us. Because I don't like Ed Brown anyway.
Hey,
I'll be honest with
you. You leave Ed Brown alone.
Ed Brown like to outshine me, and my family likes Ed Brown more than they like me. So Audrey,
Yeah.
you cool.
Oh yeah,
You
we
keep
would
it up. You
we
keep it
would
up, Audrey.
definitely adopt Ed Brown over. Anyway, Rick James, "Give It to Me, Baby," "Super Freak," "You and I," just the funky bass lines. Oh, the songs he did with Tina Marie, her first
Yes.
album,
Yeah.
killing on that.
Rick James is known. Rick James, I am the original. Okay, get rid of this guy.
That comment stays up.
Anyway, get rid of this guy. But anyway, no, Rick James, the folks in that. I knew a guy who.
So he had to be funky because again, his first album cover, he's posing with the bass. Come on.
With the bass. Like, don't mess with me. I'm funky. I'm Rick James, damn it.
But no, what were you saying?
No, I knew a guy who met Rick James, and one of the musicians in one of my bands, and he just didn't have a colorful picture of Rick James. But, hey, I guess the drugs and everything and all that kind of stuff, it makes you not the person you want to be, I guess. I don't know.
All right.
But, Rick James is funky, man. He's known for fun. And speaking of Rick James, one of the songs is not on my list, on our talk list, but James did that with Funky, was this collaboration he did with the Temptations, "Standing on the Top."
Oh, but that was a Temptation song, wasn't it?
That was a Temptation song, but Rick James is in it, and, it was standing on top is funky.
Okay. All right. Now we mentioned this earlier, and we were saying what defines a funk song, that it has that bass line or the horn section or something, but we took out like rap because we figured that was a different category, I think. So
we took out rap songs.
Another breaks.
Yeah,
break it up, break down.
Yeah, rap songs sample the original funk songs, so we took out rap songs altogether because they sample original funk songs.
So that's where we have to refer people back to Lynn Collins.
But I like your suggestion, Ed. But we can't take it because these are the breaks. Break it up, break down.
Okay. Corny self. Okay. No, you cannot do a funk show and talk about funk without paying homage to the grandfather, or is he the grandfather of soul? But definitely the king of funk.
The Godfather.
The Godfather. I'm like
the Godfather.
Grandfather.
The Godfather.
I'm getting old.
Papa got a brand new bag.
Hit me, James Brown. Might not have been the nicest Godfather, because I guess he was the one who would charge his bandmates if they missed a note or if they messed up a song, or he would issue fines. But
you know what? As someone who's been the head of a band and has fronted a band, and has been the main guy, like, controlling the band. I understand it. I ain't mad at that. I understand that.
You know what, Lisa? I don't even ask anymore. I am just lucky that after over a year of weekly streaming, I finally got him to stop eating during the stream. So I can't even work on or worry about.
That almost didn't work tonight because I have some pepperoni and cheese that I was going to set out in front of me.
For another time, perhaps. Oh, Stomp, Brothers Johnson. I think that was one we had on the list earlier.
Stomp all night.
All night.
Now you know what you got to hear too when you talk about Stomp. Stomp was originally done for the Brothers Johnson, I believe, by Quincy Jones. So if you listen to Quincy Jones, Q's Juke Joint, they have a version of Stomp on there, which is a bunch of rappers with the backbeat of Stomp. And the fascinating thing about it is, in the beginning, you hear. You remember the Broadway show Stomp?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Those guys are in that song.
Oh, cool.
Those guys are in that song, like making noises and everything, and they go on. Then you hear the horns and everything and stuff. And also, too, Quincy Jones has another funk song. I think the Brothers Johnson did. I think he did also. Okay, I'll kind of come back to you what that song is, but it's a funky song and it's a good song.
It's a funky song. It's a good song.
It's funky. It's funky.
And topping our list tonight. Oh yes.
Shaft. Shaft
Definitely
is
with that guitar riff at the beginning. Funky song. What is
that cat
your
Shaft is a bad mother.
favorite funkiest song? Let us know in the comments as we take a look at the top of our list. Parliament Funkadelic.
Yeah, baby. Parliament, the P-Funk, Uncut Funk, the bomb.
You know what was crazy and what was really cool that I miss about like the late 70s, early 80s, missing albums. Like again, I know people, there's some purists and they want their albums. The sound I don't really miss that much. There is something nice to that.
I do miss the sound.
I miss liner notes, and I remember having like Parliament Funkadelic album, being able to read the liner notes and the lyrics and everything.
I love the way the album looked. We had that transformation from Sir Nose to a funk guy, and
I am Sir Nose, devoid of funk.
Now, this flashlight. Now, I'm glad Lisa. I'm glad Lisa is on this, listening to us today. Because Lisa, let me tell you how I got introduced to Parliament Funkadelic, and you might remember this. Back when we were kids, Kathy and I always hung out with my cousin Lisa, and at my aunt Rebecca's house, with Joanne and Kim. Joanne and Kim usually were babysitters; they'd be the ones in charge. And which was not good because we always got in trouble. But Joanne and Kim bought a Parliament album home. I remember sometime in the early 70s. And I think it might have been Knee Deep One. I don't know what was on it. But they introduced me to Parliament Funkadelic. My cousins Joanne and Kim introduced me to Parliament Funkadelic in the basement. They were playing an album, and they were like, "Yeah, this is Parliament." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, yeah." I was like 7 years old, like, "Oh, okay." So that's how I got this the Parliament Funkadelic, and I love Chocolate City. Make My Punk the P-Funk. Let me see what else. Oh! If you hear any noise, it's just me and the boys. Those are songs, and then all the way up to Uncle Jam wants you to funk with him, Uncle Jam, and it's just, and then he makes Atomic Dog, and one of the funk songs that George Clinton did ended up on the movie Good Burger.
Good Burger.
I think it was Knee Deep. It might have been Knee Deep. And George Clinton was actually in the movie.
Jungle Boogie. We talked about Jungle Boogie earlier.
We had Jungle Boogie. Now, go up because Ed mentions the Whispers. Rocksteady with the Whispers.
Rocksteady?
I saw that on the list, and I don't consider that a funk song.
Yeah, that's, to me, is more poppy or R&B.
That's more poppy and R&B. That's not a funk song.
Now, Got to Give It Up. I put that on the funk list.
Yeah, Got to Give It Up.
Did you have that on the playlist?
That's on the Spotify playlist.
That's on the playlist.
It's on the list.
So, hey, again, check out that playlist. It's on Spotify. There's a link in the description. So,
now,
Fruit by M2 Mag.
Yeah, that's funky.
Now, what about the Sounds of Blackness? Because some of this.
Hold on. I want to say something real quick about Got to Give It Up. Got to Give It Up is one of those things that in the 70s and 80s, it was played at every family reunion and barbecue. Here's the problem with Got to Give It Up. It's a great song. But the sucker was 16 minutes long. So if you played Got to Give It Up, you had to dance for 16 minutes straight to the same beat. It was because back in those days when they made songs, they made like 12-minute songs, an 8-minute, 10-minute song. Like this whole thing, the thing they do now with the 3-minute song, the 4 minutes. Nah, back in the
You're not getting your money's worth.
Yeah, back in our day, when they played the song, they played the song. You didn't know when that was going to
The
hit.
12-inch remix meant something.
Oh,
and
you
hey,
know what?
you know what? If you want to catch 12, if you want to hear those 12-inch remixes, if you have Sirius XM, you need to check out The Groove, because on that particular Sirius XM channel, they tend to play the 12-inch versions of songs, the remixes. Oh,
These young cats ain't got the fortitude that we had back in our day, when they can listen to an 8-minute, 10-minute, 12-minute song.
Oh yeah,
and grew to it the whole time.
Because that means you were dancing, you were in for it, like you know.
Yeah, you was in for work. Like got to give it up. You can start dancing, got to give it up, get to the chorus, and then you can go to the bathroom and come back, and your date will still be dancing.
It was a good time. A good time, good music.
Zap, More Bounce the House, a good one. And Two Mays, good one. Brick House by the Commodores.
Commodores. Oh,
now, if you're a DJ, Brick House and play that funky music were the things to mix together.
Aha. Little DJ.
Because when Brick House comes down, you can at the end of Brick House, at one point when it comes down, you can put in
Did you follow like beats per music, beats per minute?
Yeah, I try to follow.
I know with some of the 12 inches, I would actually write them in magic marker on the 12 inches, so you know which.
Well, my DJ equipment, I have digital, so you can see what the beats per minute is.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
Line it up.
Oh yeah, because in the later days, I'm talking the old school when you had albums.
Old school, yeah. When you had albums, you had the
12-inch, vinyl. You had to write them.
And the transition from album to CD, I played a club, an after hours club back in the 90s. I played an after hours club where you had vinyl and you had CD. And I would mix vinyl and CD. It was hard.
I can imagine.
Do it. And not everybody can do it, but I did it.
Holla for $1. I know you gotta miss like the 70s and 80s because back then, that was a whole song lyric.
You know what I listened to? I listened to? It was yesterday. I was jamming off of Sugar Hill Gang, The Eighth Wonder.
Eighth Wonder.
It's up my back, it's around my neck. Hoo-ha, I got you all in check. Says up my back, it's around my neck. Hoo-ha, I got you all in check. Okay. And speaking of house parties, our cousin Lisa was the first person to take me to a house party when I was a kid. I was a young teenager. Her and Ernie took me to a house party. I've been to my first house party in Philly. The band Chic is considered funk.
You know what? I kind of consider them more disco. Yeah,
I consider them more disco.
I do. Some props. I do. Love me some Nile.
Yeah, Nile Rodgers is the band. He's the man.
That is old school. The roof
is on fire. We can't finish that on this show. This is a family show.
Opening for Duran Duran. It was awesome. And also,
wow. Nile Rodgers and Duran Duran.
Power Station. Yes.
Yeah, Nile Rodgers and Duran Duran. Wow, that was a good show.
Open when I saw Duran Duran, because I know Michelle and I went to see Duran Duran.
The Union of the Snake. I like that. I'm gonna add some Duran Duran to my Spotify.
Now we're on another tangent, Kitty. We're off.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's stay on the funk. Let's stay on the funk. The whole funk and nothing but the funk.
All right. Well,
nothing but the funk.
So is
ain't it funky now? I bet you I'm Confunction. The name says funk, and they have a song called Fun. And it has horns in it, like you said.
Take That's where the horns come in. Make it funky now. Okay. Anyway.
Group Tonight by Earth, Wind & Fire, Audrey. All right, Audrey.
Good one.
I like Audrey. Way to come back, Audrey. It ain't nothing, man. It ain't nothing. Go ahead, Audrey. Do your thing. Do your thing, Audrey. Go ahead, girl.
I'm not going to say that. Hey, guys, you are all something, and we are so psyched that you guys hang out with us here on a Saturday night.
Thank you so much.
Kathy and Kenny, we talk a little pop culture this week, talking funk. I don't even know what's on tap for next week. After the show, we kind of go over the list and see what's coming up.
I think we have some
coming up because I know Ed and who was it? Was it Jennifer or we were going to have
Ed and Dion are going to do a horror show, but we said we'll do that in August.
In August, all right. So that's coming up.
And Dion's going to do a horror show.
Oh, okay. So that'll be scary. A little pre.
Ed put a horror show. I have a couple of pictures of some ex-girlfriends you can use.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was late on that, but anyway. Anyway, hey, listen, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We will be back here next Saturday night talking all things pop culture. We appreciate you guys so much. We will see you next Saturday night.
Yes, we will see you next Saturday night. Dion's in the house. I've been working on my presentation, so get ready to shiver.
Ooh,
Shiver. Ooh.
It's scary. Awesome show. Have a great night on purpose. Thank you, Lisa.
Love you too, Lisa. Love you too. And we love all our pop culture kids.
Everybody.
Man. I'm gonna tell you what. Saturday makes my whole week, man. Saturday night talking to you guys makes my whole week.
All right. We will see you next Saturday night.
God bless you all and keep living. Peace.
Thank you for geeking out with Kathy and Kenny on Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture.